When did humans begin to understand the universe? Starting with looking at the stars, humanity understands the universe. Astronomical observation closely related to production and life. In the eyes of the ancient Chinese, the whole universe, that is, the world we live in, it's nothing more than a chaotic, egg-like thing. Pangu was born in this and created human civilization. Except, of course, this chaotic theory. The early Chinese also put forward a view of the world, that is, the heavens and the earth. Heaven and earth resemble a pavilion with a circular top. Of course, it is limited by the level of science and technology and its own living environment. These perceptions of the world by the early Chinese. Basically, it's all through the activity of looking at the sky. And only on the earth as far as they could see. In the same way, Westerners' initial understanding of the universe was limited to their own lives. Of the world. The sky hangs high above the mountains, and every day the sun crosses the sky. Empty, and sneak into the underground tunnels when night comes. The next day it rose again in the east, a record of asking for rain in China more than 3,000 years ago. This record on the oracle, it described how people are determined based on changes in position of the sun. Weather scenarios. In fact, after experiencing the constant looking up at the sky and looking at the stars as well, after a lot of speculation about the world in which they live, and people are discovering the celestial phenomena and the weather on Earth. Wind, clouds, and rain that occur in the sky. Snow and all other physical phenomena in the atmosphere are closely related. Meteorology, on the other hand, has a direct impact on agricultural production and seasonal changes. So consciously observe and recognize the celestial phenomena. It became one of the activities that early humans were most interested in. The Big Dipper is also the beginning of understanding the universe. China's ancient books of the Warring States period dating back more than 2,000 years. This passage from Pengguanzi describes what people observe based on dusk. The position of the Big Dipper to judge the situation of the season. The position of the 7 stars to judge the situation of the season. In fact, after constant observation of celestial phenomena, people gradually summed up the day from the rise and fall of the sun, moon and stars. The concept of the month and year, and from this developed a simple calendar. It is recorded that China was enacted during the period of stock traders. 12 months in a normal year and 13 in a leap year. The leap month is placed at the end of the year and is called the 13th month. But there are still occasional 14 months in the oracle bones. It appears in May. Degree relationship. In addition, the ancient Egyptians were aware of the change of seasons very early, and there are special people responsible for observing celestial phenomena. After a long period of observation, the ancient Egyptians produced the seasons. The concept of a year is 365 days. The Gregorian calendar that we use today is derived from the ancient Egyptian calendar. In this way, based on agricultural production and life, people began to observe the celestial phenomena. Measure activity, and according to the celestial phenomena, he gradually summarized and formulated a systematic calendar. And these celestial observations are none. It is suspected that it has opened the door for human beings to understand the universe. Next, the process of observing the phenomena continues. Celestial bodies, various entities in the universe such as stars, were gradually discovered. The laws of operation and begin to consciously study these laws and re-understand the world in which they live. The cosmic geocentric theory is said to be the first to put forward the geocentric theory. The person who held the view was the ancient Greek scholar Eudox. After this, the geocentric theory was perfected by Aristotle, and eventually developed by Ptolemy. Become a cosmic model that the Earth is the center of the universe. At the same time as Aristotle argued that the Earth is spherical, he expressed the idea that the Earth is the center of the universe. He believed that the universe is a finite sphere divided into heaven and earth are 2 layers, and the Earth is stationary and located at the center of the universe. Beyond the Earth there are 9. The equidistant celestial layers from the inside to the outside are the lunar sky, Mercury celestial gold, starry sky, Sun day, Martian day, Jupiter day. God moved the stellar celestial planes and thus all the celestial planes. In addition, Aristotle also proposed the 5 elements that make up matter. That is, the material on the Earth is composed of 4 elements: water, air, fire, and earth. The celestial bodies, on the other hand, are made up of the 5th element, the ether. Some say Aristotle why. The belief that the Earth is the center of the universe is for some mysterious reasons. However, despite the fact that his geocentric model is the same, but with the continuous development of planetary observations, it was found that it did not explain the irregular movements of the planets very well. Thus in the 2nd century another genius of Greek astronomy, Ptolemy, on the basis of Aristotelian theory, proposed more perfectly. In Ptolemy's view, it was necessary to solve the irregular movement of the planets. As sometimes the planetary heart says, it was bound to travel around the Earth originally. Outside of the orbit of the rho, add another orbit to the planet. Therefore, he proposed the current round and the theory of uniform wheel, i.e. the planets move in a smaller circle and the center of each circle moves around the circumference centered on the Earth. Each small circumference is called the present wheel, and the circumference around the Earth is called the equal wheel. On the basis of the current round and the average round, Ptolemy came up with his geocentric model of the cosmology. The universe is a big ball with one on top of the other. The Earth is located in the center of the sphere around the Earth. The circumference is 8 rotating balls. It carries the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and the Sun in turn. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and stars. The outermost sphere of the universe is some kind of boundary or container. And what is beyond the sphere has not yet been figured out. On the outermost sphere, the stars occupy a stationary position, the position of the balls, so when the ball rotates, the relative positions between the stars are unchanged between spheres and constants. The stars rotate together as a whole through the celestial dome. The inner sphere carries the planets. It also runs around the small circumference of the wheel. And that's more complicated than the Earth's orbit. And that causes them to run irregularly at times. Relative to Aristotle's geocentric model, Ptolemy's was more complicated, of course. It also provides a better explanation of the planet's movements. At the same time, he also offers a very good fit. The precise system of physics can be used to predict the position of celestial bodies in the sky. But correctly predict these locations, Ptolemy had to assume that the Moon followed a special orbit. The path forward is on this track. The distance between the Moon and the Earth is sometimes at other moments. Half means that the Moon is at certain moments. It looks like it should be twice as good as the other moments. This is undoubtedly a flaw, but at the time, because of the Ptolemaic geocentric model given to the stars outside, heaven and hell leave a lot of space. Therefore the Catholic Church accepts it as the world. The orthodoxy of the view of the people has also begun to generally accept it. Scientific developments have ultimately proved the geocentric theory wrong. But because of the Earth as the center of stability, everything else revolves around the Earth. The idea of movement is. The next issue will discuss the legend of heliocentrism and Kepler's 3 laws.